My name is Nina Radetich. I am a proud and longtime supporter of the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Foundation, and I'm honored to be here with you today. Oh, thanks. And I will pause for applause more often. No, I'm just kidding. Today, we celebrate the women of the department and build relationships between law enforcement and female business and community leaders to collectively make our community stronger. The Wonder Woman of Metro event has grown from, a relatively small event to nearly 300 people here today. So thank you for your support. That is absolutely, yes, for sure. That's truly a testament to the Foundation's board of directors, its amazing staff, and our dedicated volunteers. I loved the wayfinders coming in. That was awesome today, and all those are volunteers, so we're grateful for them, because that was a hike, wasn't it? There are some elected officials and appointed officials and candidates in the audience that we want to recognize today. Congress, why don't we hold our applause until the end to make it easier? Congresswoman Susie Lee, U.S. Marshal Gary Schofield, we got rule breakers. Assistant U.S. Attorney Susan Cushman, District Attorney Steve Wolfson, Las Vegas City Councilwoman Victoria Seaman, Las Vegas Justice Court Judges Harmony Letizia and Suzanne Bacom, Las Vegas Municipal Court Judge Cynthia Leung, candidate for sheriff, retired Under Sheriff Kevin McMahill, Las Vegas Justice Court candidates Max Berkeley, Danielle Piper, Tracy Hibbets, and Holly Staberski, and Las Vegas Municipal Court candidate Kelly Giordani. Unfortunately, the sheriff could not be here with us today, but his better half is here with us, Donna Alderson Lombardo. Thank you, Donna. And we are honored to have Under Sheriff Chris Darcy officially representing the sheriff at our luncheon today. Thanks, Chris. Also in our audience is Phyllis James, who has done some remarkable work, as you know, with the Women's Leadership Conference. Phyllis, if you would please stand. Phyllis is. You can find her. The LVMPD Foundation would like to announce today that we are underwriting support so that 10 female officers can attend the Women's Leadership Conference, this groundbreaking leadership conference, on September 13th. One of the goals of the Women of Metro is to engage with female officers in other agencies. In that regard, please welcome the Chief of Police, Pamela Ojeda from the City of North Las Vegas, and Chief Thedrick Andrus from the Henderson Police Department. If you two would stand and be recognized, that'd be amazing. So COVID once again, because of COVID protocols recently implemented by the LVMPD, our beloved Women of Metro officers could not be present today. But we do have 20 female retired officers here with us today, including Beatrice Dyson, who is the first Black female police officer at LVMPD. And I would like to ask those retired officers to stand and be recognized, please. Not having our Women of Metro here speaks volumes about the impact of COVID on our community and about the officers who are putting their lives and safety in harm's way every day to ensure our safety. As a matter of fact, our hearts go out to the family of Sergeant Doug King, who is being laid to rest today. Several female officers recorded messages, and I ask that you direct your attention to the video screens to hear directly from one of our Wonder Women of Metro.
Greetings, Wonder Women of Las Vegas, and thank you so much for joining us today for the Wonder Women of Metro Luncheon. You know that we wish more than anything we could be there with you today. In light of COVID restrictions, we are not allowed to come, but you know we are there in heart and spirit and filled with so much love and, most importantly, so much gratitude for all of the generosity and support and kindness you have shown all of us over the last few years. This event has become one of the most popular events of the year. The LVMPD Foundation does a phenomenal job partnering with our community to put this on. The truth is, we, the women of Metro, absolutely love coming together with powerful women in our community to celebrate. And to celebrate what, you ask? To celebrate the fact that every day we get to do what we love. How blessed are we? We get to go to work, wear this very, very stylish wool and polyester blend uniform, especially forgiving in 116-degree heat, sometimes even layered with a level of Kevlar underneath. It really is something you should not wear to hot yoga ever, but the community looks at it, recognizes it, and hopefully trusts it by now. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today for this amazing luncheon. I just wanted to take a moment and tell you why it's so important you're here. The next generation of ladies in policing coming up are looking to you. Yes, you. They're looking to you for inspiration, for guidance, and to know that, listen, the struggle is real. It's real inside policing, maybe even the fire department, the military, and those of you running major corporations. Missy Young, I know you're out there, the CIO of Switch. I'm sure plenty of people along the way said, you'll never do it, you can't do it. Is that a girl running that? All of those things that you stood immune to, stronger than, and went on to show them that not only you could, but you were going to take that company to go public. And Chris Ingolstadt McGarry, when you spoke with us a year or two ago, you inspired so many young women. We are so grateful for you, all of the support you've shown us, and all of the things you have done in your career. Robin Greenspun, Barbara Molaski, all of you ladies out there that are paving the way generation after generation. You now have strong children following in your footsteps, and you have been there for us, supporting us all along the way. And we are so grateful to the give back you put into this community. You've done so many things for us that we'll never be able to repay you or say thank you. There's so many more of you out there I would love to mention, and I feel remiss if I don't. But just know that we appreciate you. The women of Metro stand side by side with each other, and more importantly, we stand hand in hand with you. Anytime you need us, just know we're only a phone call away. We appreciate your support. We hope you have an incredible lunch, and we can't wait to see you at the next gathering. Stay safe, Las Vegas, and just know, Wonder Women of Las Vegas, we appreciate you.
I'd now like to introduce a woman who really needs no introduction. Sasha just did it, but she is the honorary chairwoman of the 2021 Wonder Women of Metro Luncheon, Missy Young. Missy is a longtime supporter of the LVMPD Foundation. She's the Chief Information Officer at Switch, and Switch is one of our empowerment level sponsors today. Missy?
Thank you so much, Nina, and thank you everybody for being here. I am the tech person, so all of my notes are always on my iPad. So because to carry paper when you're in the tech industry, it's not done, just so you know. But just a note for you, if you ever end up public speaking and you have your notes on your iPad, put it in airplane mode and turn off the Wi-Fi. Okay, I had to testify in front of the legislature once, live on camera. And everyone I'd ever met, ever known, decided that was the time to message me and FaceTime me and tweet at me saying, "You're on TV." And I was like, I know, I'm doing it. But all of these messages were popping up in front of my notes. So just word to the wise, you're welcome. So now you know. That was really, really nice of Sasha to say what she said. She is a dear, dear friend, and I love her and all the women of law enforcement for many reasons. I thank all of you so much for coming here to show your support today for these incredible women. And I'm very honored to be the honorary chairwoman of this event. It's been my great honor to be able to support all of law enforcement for many years. I have a very strong belief in what you all do. And today is the day that we celebrate the women, the Wonder Women of law enforcement, and there are many of you. And to me, every single one of you who goes through the police academy, goes through all that training, puts on that wool polyester blend uniform, puts on that badge, you know, every single day, that's really Wonder Woman effort right there. You know, we like to use the image of Wonder Woman, the comic book superhero. Why? Because she's freaking awesome. Okay? You know, we use that word to describe these women because in real life, that's really what they are. And Wonder Woman, just so you know, is my favorite superhero. After watching the first Wonder Woman movie with Gal Gadot, like after that was over, I left the movie theater. I was ready to go out and get in a fist fight in the parking lot. Cindy, you remember? Yeah, I was like, let's do this. Like, we are so empowered right now. But why do we like her? She's so tough, right? She can fight, she can fly. She's got those cool bracelets and that bitchin' lasso, and she flies an invisible jet. I mean, she's like the coolest woman ever. But who wouldn't want to be compared to her? However, it's important to note that with all of those really cool powers that she has, none of that would matter if she didn't choose to get up every day and use them. She chooses to stand up and fight for what's right. She chooses to stand in the gap between good and evil, and she chooses to protect the weak and the helpless. And that's what these women of law enforcement do every day. They make that choice. They make that choice to put on that uniform, kiss their families goodbye, and go out into the community to face who knows what. You have no idea what happens to them on a daily basis. All the trauma that they witness day in and day out that most of us have absolutely no imagination to even comprehend what that is. They leave their homes and they go out into the community to save women and children from abusive situations. They provide a safe environment for all the tourists who show up and fund our economy, right? Very important. They help get drug addicts off the street and into the drug court and hopefully into treatment. They enter into gunfights when other people's lives are threatened. They come to my house in the middle of the night if I call for help. They stand and take insults during protests. And they run towards the danger while the rest of us flee for our lives during October 1. You know, the story Sasha told of the night that October 1 happened, she was getting ready to go on vacation in Hawaii. She had her luggage all packed, ready to go to the airport, and she got the call that this was going on, and so she went and put her uniform on, and then she went down the hall to her children's rooms to kiss the kids goodbye, not knowing if she's coming back. And that's what every single law enforcement officer did. They went anyway, while the rest of us ran. And so these women are true superheroes. Their convictions and their dedication to their role in our community make it possible for the rest of us to live peacefully and to go to work and to go to church and to know that we are safe and we are protected. And like Sasha said, they're just a phone call away. The best way for each of us to support these women and all of us women is to become advocates for each other, across industries, across generations, across races and religions, lifting each other up instead of tearing each other down. I look around here and we have the women from the Henderson Police Department. Thank you, ladies. We have women from the North Las Vegas Police Department. We have women who have retired from law enforcement. Thank you for a job well done. And I am so honored to be in your presence and to have the opportunity to encourage you. But it would be disingenuous of me not to notice or to mention the absence of the women of Metro. They cannot be here today due to COVID restrictions, and they are sorely missed. They are the ones for whom this event is named, and so we look forward to celebrating with them in the event next year. We love you, ladies, and I know that you will watch this video at some point, and so I want you to know how much we honor you and we appreciate you as well. My preference would have been to postpone this event until we could all have been together with all three departments, but that wasn't possible. So I cannot, however, miss out on even one opportunity to encourage these incredible women. I want to tell you how much we appreciate you, how sincerely we admire you, and how solidly we are all standing with you. Ladies, we salute you, and thank you so much for everything that you do for us and for the community. Thanks.
Thank you. Please turn your attention back to the screens now for another message from one of our Wonder Women of Metro.
Hello, my name is Alejandra Zambrano and I'm a patrol sergeant with the agency. I have been on for 14 years, and in those 14 years it's been an incredible journey where I've had the ability to work in a training facility as a TAC officer. I've also worked at the Office of Public Information, and I've worked internally at Internal Affairs. I am a wife, I am a friend, I am a sister of department members on this agency. I live and breathe LVMPD. I absolutely am so fortunate to be working for this agency. We are so forward thinking, but we could not do this without people of our community. And the fact that our executive staff takes the time and they listen to the needs, it is the most incredible thing. We don't tend to have issues in our community because we listen to the people that matter. That has given me a perspective of what we can do better as an agency. And I think I impart that upon the troops that I work with on a daily basis. And in turn, they turn around and serve our community, which is essentially what is the most important thing. And that's why we all hired to help others. I also want to be that role model for those little girls that were even thinking of joining law enforcement, because I know that when I grew up watching police shows. You didn't really see females out there. So it's wonderful to know that all of you are out there getting together, putting your heads together, making those relationships, because essentially that's what it's about. We want to thank each and every one of you for attending. I am so sorry that we could not be there. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the LVMPD Foundation, and God bless you all.
And now I'd like to introduce Lainey Castle, the Senior Vice President of Anti-Money Laundering Compliance at Caesars Entertainment. Caesars is today's signature sponsor. Lainey.
Thank you for that introduction. And unlike the Switch speaker, I am not technical, so I have paper notes as evidence. It is such a pleasure to be here today and to be in the presence of all of the Wonder Women of law enforcement. As she mentioned, I'm Lainey Castle, Senior Vice President of Anti-Money Laundering Compliance for Caesars Entertainment. And on behalf of our 50,000 team members, and as a host for you today, welcome and thank you for being here. As a senior executive who's been with several gaming companies in Las Vegas over the past 15 years, I am proud to work in an industry which is so supportive of law enforcement, and particularly female leadership in law enforcement. At Caesars, we have hundreds of team members in our own police force. Our security teams are essential to the culture of service and safety. Many of them also participate in our diverse business impact groups. They also engage with key partners, such as the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, and as community engagement ambassadors in our Countering Trafficking program. Many of them are here with me today at Caesars tables. Thank you for being here. We're also joined by several of our Las Vegas general managers and executives and the regional president, Sean McBurney. We believe that a workplace grounded in diversity, equity, and inclusion is effective, innovative, resilient, and caring. We have made significant progress in advancing women and people of color in our organization over the recent several years. More recently, Caesars set new aggressive targets to increase our representation of women and people of color in leadership on a path to achieve full gender and racial parity by 2025. This year, Caesars also contributed $100,000 to the Metro Foundation to support community outreach and engagement between the Las Vegas Metro and communities of color. We feel that this collaboration is crucial to the viability of our region. Caesars is just so proud to sponsor the foundation and thanks you all for being here today.
As you know, this event would not be possible without our sponsors, so please turn your attention to the screens for acknowledgement of the people who support us. Thank you to all of our sponsors. So I don't know if you've had a chance to take a peek at our silent auction items, some pretty great stuff in there. Lots of gift certificates, beautiful gift baskets, chock full of goodies, some gorgeous candles as well. Are you fans of the Netflix series Virgin River, like I am, total addict? Yeah, I'm waiting for season 4. But it's based on the best-selling books by Robin Carr, and Robin happens to be a foundation supporter and will autograph a personal message to the winner. So if you want to know what happens with Jack, you'll have to talk to Robin. Inside joke. If you like the centerpieces on the table, you can win the centerpiece by getting to know your table mates. You were given a bingo card at registration that will help you do that. So if you're interested in that centerpiece, you can get to work on the conversation there. And as I leave you to enjoy your lunch, please enjoy another video from our Wonder Women of Metro. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Deputy Chief Kelly McMahill, and first and foremost, I'm so sorry that we can't be there in person. This pandemic has certainly taught us a lot, one of which is we can do most things virtually. And so I'm here today because originally, had I been there in person, I was asked by the foundation to just speak for a few minutes about my 25-year career that is coming to an end in about a month, actually, as I stand here today. So, look, the audience for this is primarily women, and so I really want to speak to what it was like to be a woman, a wife, a mother, and a leader at Metro over the last 25 years. I laid in bed last night thinking, what do I tell people about leaving a lasting impression, or what some of my greatest memories are? And I need to start on the personal end because it should always come first, in my opinion. Had it not been for this career that I started at 23, I would have never met my husband, Kevin. And then certainly never would have had the huge family of 5 children and now 2 grandchildren that we have together. That was the start of something that was amazingly special and certainly the best part of my entire life, although it's extremely exhausting as well. And so I want to be honest with the women that are watching this and listening to this. Over the years, I've been able to mentor a lot of other women. And I want to be very clear that a lot of times we see articles and we see books written about work-life balance, and I don't think it exists. I was looking at a picture last night that my grandson colored for us, and it's a trash truck. And it's scribbled all over with green because that was his favorite color that day. And if I'm being completely honest with all of you, one woman to another, that's pretty much how my days looked every single day over the last 25 years since I became a mother and a wife. And what I found out is it's okay. It's okay that at one point you let this person down, but you lift another person up. It's okay that at times your kids may have forgotten their lunch and you can't get it to them, but you're the incident commander on a crime scene where important things are happening and lives are being saved. And this immense dichotomy that all of us, I think, women experience doing this job, I think what I want you to know as I look back on 25 years is it's okay. It's okay to not be okay. You can't win at everything all at once. And that leads me to what really has become my most lasting memories, and I think the piece when people when people ask me, what's the impact that you've had? It's really never been about the phenomenal things that I've been able to experience in my career, and there's been many of those, right? I've been allowed to do things that I never thought I would be allowed to do in a million years as a 23-year-old cop. Being the driving force along with my mentor in transparency and accountability, in lessening our officer-involved shootings, which ultimately keeps all of us safer and all of our civilians safer. Being allowed to write the 1 October After Action report. Those are just a couple things over the years, experiencing putting some really bad guys behind bars. All that, I don't want to minimize all that because it certainly matters, and it matters to the people that we serve. But in a month when I'm hopefully sitting in Temecula and drinking a glass of wine, or 2, or 3, here's what I'm going to remember, and here's what mattered the most, is the people. Not the large groups of people that I talked to, not the large classes that I taught, but those one-on-one conversations that I got to have. where I was allowed to be let into someone's life. I was allowed to mentor them. I was allowed to offer advice that I might have. Those moments where people felt heard and seen and knew that they mattered in an organization that has 6,000 people. Those moments in my life where, you know, Jason Swanger's wife pulled me aside and said, you meant something to my husband. You were his captain, and you lifted him up during a really dark time. Jason's no longer with us, but his wife and his son will forever be a part of our family, and those moments matter. Being authentic enough to hold someone's hand and cry with them, alternately get mad with them, but those real moments, those connections that I've had throughout the years, starting from when I was a young sergeant on the job, those are what matter. Those are what I'll remember the most. And as I step away, I think all of us want our legacy to be something in crime fighting because it's what we're hired on to do. And certainly I hope people remember that I worked hard for the community, but what I want people to know is that I love the people here. They matter, they've always mattered. And for all of you that are continuing on with your journey here at LVMPD, what I also hope is that you understand that it's those small connections that most people will never hear of, you get no credit for. They're what end up mattering the most as you look back on your career. So I want to thank the foundation for allowing me to do this. I wish I could do it in person. Like I said, this pandemic's been rough on all of us, but to even have the opportunity to serve this community for 25 years has been remarkable. I think I have a lot more to give, but I can tell you that when I started having children, what I promised them and what I promised myself was that the day I hit 25 years, I was going to hang up my uniform and be a full-time wife and mother, because they've earned that. My kids have earned that. And I tell my teenagers, you have an opportunity to have your mom with you every second of every day, right at the age where you don't want me there at all. So that's going to be a lot of fun for them and a lot of fun for me. I've loved every second of this ride. I appreciate all of the people that I've met along the way. And again, a special thanks to the foundation that does so much for this department. And as I step away, I just want to say, let's go get that training facility built, because that's the next step and the next evolution in saving the lives of our officers and saving the lives of our citizens. Thank you all so much. Take care.
And now it is time to share some of the good work being done by the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department Foundation. So please turn your attention to the screens.
I always go to community events and speak to little girls, specifically any girl that shows any interest in becoming a police officer.
The foundation funds hundreds of positive community police engagement activities.
Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, we are very grateful and to be able to partner with the entire Las Vegas Police Department and the LVMPD Foundation for many projects throughout the year.
You know, these events are important because our community is neighbors helping neighbors, whether it's under the name of a company like Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is one of our sponsors. It is the people that work for that company that are our neighbors. They live in our community. We see the needs in our community, and it's our job as neighbors and as a community to take care of our valley and those that we live with and share that with. I think that women bring unique talents and traits to law enforcement that we need.
We need the community to know that we are partners with them, that we are part of this community, that we hurt when they hurt, that we represent them, that we are them.
The main reason why we partnered with the community outreach policing teams throughout the valley is, one is to help their teams build a relationship within their neighborhoods that they patrol.
I believe we are at about 12% to 13% of females that work here. And mind you, we have a large percentage of female in our support staff, which we could not run this agency without. Our civilian support staff is amazing and help us all do the job. I think that we have a lot of strong female leaders on Metro. Recently we've had 2 promoted to the rank of deputy chief, which is a very powerful, very influential position on Metro. I share the rank of captain with many of my female counterparts.
When you become a police officer, not only do you get to serve your community, not only do you get to help people, because sometimes we feel like as citizens, and we see so much need in the community, but we don't know how to help. As a police officer, you get to actually help.
We're all wonderful women. We are all Wonder Woman. We just have to realize that in each and every one of us.
And as you saw in that video, positive community police engagement activities are what drives our work at the Foundation. The Back to School initiative a few weeks ago was just the start of a season of giving. Yes, it is here, folks. And on your table, you will find a flyer about the Foundation's holiday gift and give program. So take a look. Feel free to hold up those flyers to let us know that you have them on your table. This is very close to the hearts of the women of Metro because they arrange for a special shopping experience for the children who are in the care of Child Haven. So it's really special. And this afternoon, what we'd like to do is we'd like to invite you to make a charitable contribution toward the holiday gift and give campaign at any of the appropriate giving levels of your choosing. So our goal today for today's luncheon is to raise $150,000, and as of right now, we are at about $118,000. So we need your help to get us across the finish line today, and we are pleased to announce donations by several of our guests to help meet our goal. We'd like to recognize specifically the Las Vegas Raiders, who've committed to $10,000. Thank you to the Raiders. And the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas also committed to $10,000. Thank you. And we'd like to mention that both of these organizations, both the Raiders and the Cosmo, this is ongoing support. This is not the first time that they have supported the Wonder Women of Metro, so thank you. Your support ongoing is much, much appreciated. We'd also like to say a thank you to Kevin McMahill for Sheriff Campaign, who's donated $1,500 today as well. So please, please, please help us get to that next level. We hope there's a level that you find suitable for your budget so you can join us and join the Raiders, Cosmopolitan, and the Sheriff Campaign for this effort. So thank you very much in advance. It gives me great pleasure now to call up to the stage a community leader who was the keynote speaker at this luncheon in 2019. Please welcome filmmaker Robin Greenspun.
I don't have an iPad. This is my favorite luncheon to come to. I just have to tell you that. Because who would not want to spend the day with the badass women of Metro? Come on. I had the pleasure and the privilege of being the keynote speaker in 2019. And the tradition with keynote speakers is that the following year, you have the privilege and honor of introducing the following year's keynote speaker. So today, I have the privilege of introducing our next Wonder Woman, who is now part of our community. Nikki Fargas is definitely a Wonder Woman. Basketball and success have been central themes throughout her life. In high school, she was a member of the basketball team which won the Tennessee State Championship in 1988. She went on to attend and play for the University of Tennessee under coach Pat Summitt, who won the most games in college basketball history. Nikki's defensive play in the 1991 NCAA tournament final game, in which the Lady Vols defeated the University of Virginia in overtime, was considered a key factor in that team's victory. Following a few years in broadcasting after college, she went on to coach for Tennessee and then UCLA. She served as head coach for UCLA for 3 years. In 2011, Nikki became the head coach for the LSU Lady Tigers basketball team until the spring of this year. And then that's when our community became part of her winning game plan. Earlier this year, the Las Vegas Aces proudly announced Nikki as the president of our local WNBA team. We are so thrilled that you are here. Giving back has always been a central theme in Nikki's life. Along with fellow former Tennessee coach Holly Warlick, she created Champions for a Cause, a nonprofit organization dedicated to raising awareness of breast cancer and providing funds for breast cancer research. These two friends have conducted a series of long-distance motorcycle trips called Cruisin' for a Cause. And just last week, more than 500 Las Vegas Metropolitan Police officers and their families attended a home game courtesy of the Aces. Nikki is already familiar with Las Vegas, as her father-in-law, Antonio Fargas, has been part of our Southern Nevada community for quite a while. Please welcome a true Wonder Woman and wonderful addition to our Las Vegas community, Nikki Fargas.
Yes, I have an iPad. Journalism major, back then everything was done on paper. Now in 2021, technology has just taken over our world. I am a proud parent of a 9-year-old, and her name is Justice. So we are in the Henderson community. She goes to Henderson International. And somebody Henderson International? Somebody kids are there? No? Did I pick the right school or what? So I was getting her ready this morning. She likes to be early. She likes to be at the school at 7:30. School doesn't start till 8, but we have to be in line at 7:30 because she wants to be first. So in our household, we want to win. We want to win the day. We want to be number one. Everybody does not go home with a trophy. Sorry about that. So when you said 1988, it was 1998. You're telling my age up here. Okay, it was 1988. Okay. So yeah, I'm a 1972 model right here. 49. So my daughter, I told her, I said, look, I said, Justice, I'm speaking today at the Women of Metro Luncheon. And I said, it's for, like, they're Wonder Women. And she said, Wonder Women? I said, yeah, they're Wonder Women. Like, you know, Wonder Woman, like the comic and all of those things. And so we're looking up that, and she's researching. She said, it said something like a Wonder Woman is married. Have y'all seen that? Yeah, if you Google it. It said something like the Wonder Woman, she's married, she does all these, 1, 2, 3. And I thought to myself, okay, this is a teachable moment. One, you don't have to be married to be a Wonder Woman. That's number one. The teachable moment is number two, to get a man, be a Wonder Woman, because they will recognize your worth. Yes, look at you right there. Is that your husband? Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Because you just nod your head like, yes. Yes. So a teachable moment for her was that being able to come here today is an honor. I mean, I'm just blown away with the path that I've been so fortunate to travel. And when I look back and I think about moments that have just transitioned me to where I am today, and to be standing here right now today, to be talking to you women who represent something more and it's bigger. I say that because I want to share this one story. So I was in Louisiana for 10 years, Baton Rouge, and we had a social unrest with, in 2016 with a young black man that was killed. And so the city of Baton Rouge was in an uproar, and I said, you know, what can we do as a women's basketball team, heavily populated with black and brown faces, to bring our community together? What can we do? We're 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds. I did have some 22, 23s. They needed to graduate, but anyway. So I said, what can we do? So in the summertime, when your team comes in for summer school, they're training 8 hours a week, 4 days a week. And so we decided to partner with our local police department, and we created what we call Fourth Quarter Friday. Obviously, basketball is played in fourth quarters. Those of you guys who do not play basketball, it's 4 quarters. Any hoopers in here? Any hoopers? Yeah, okay. Okay. I thought I was going to see some ladies, and he's like, me. Back in the back, I see you there. So we created what we call Fourth Quarter Friday. And every Friday, and Baton Rouge is hot, just like here. It's hot here too. We would train with our local police department, and we would bring all of our resources at LSU to capture this. We would video it. We would have the officers, they just took over my team. I just stood by and let them do their thing. And it just transformed my players. So it also transformed the community's view of Baton Rouge police, because now you have this partnership during a very difficult time in our city, but you're seeing these young girls, ladies, being trained by men and women. And Fourth Quarter Friday meant something for us. It meant something deeper than winning basketball games. It meant something more than, you know, a late shot or making a late basket during the end of a game. It meant that we were bridging a relationship between our community that's going to last forever. Because Fourth Quarter Friday, even though I'm not there, is still living and is still going on right now, and they're sending me video, pictures, and all those things. So there's a big ask of all of us today that whatever company, employment that you are a part of, figure out, it's not just, yeah, we need money. We need to fund these facilities because we were able to train at these facilities, so the money does go a long way. But the feel you, touch you, how can I be a part of you is more impactful than any check you will write. Because that, to me, gives us this longevity where it can carry from one generation or one team or 1 year to the next. And that's the impact that the ACEs want to make here in the Las Vegas community. I am so fortunate to work for and work with Mark Davis. I can't even tell you, to pull me out of basketball coaching over 25 years. I know I started when I was 2. But to pull me out of coaching to then come to Las Vegas, the vision that he has for this franchise, but more importantly for the Vegas community, that's why I said, I've got to be on your team. I've got to be on your team. When you talk about leadership, we're building a leadership academy in Henderson where we would love to be able to partner not only with the Henderson Police Department, but Summerlin, Northern Las Vegas. This needs to be the home for all of us. We are able to also bring a home for our players to hopefully stay in market. I think one of the biggest things that we've done in the past is utilize the brand. We utilize the ACES brand. We utilize that we've got one of the best players in the world, MVP, reigning MVP from the 2019, Asia Wilson. We've been able to utilize and capture their name, image, and likeness to help push and leverage young girls to look up to them, to then say, I want to be like you. And with the partnership that we can create It's not just about being a basketball player, it's about being an officer, it's about being a teacher, it's about being a lawyer. It's about introducing them and giving them access to opportunities that they probably wouldn't have. And so when I'm standing here as the president of the Las Vegas Aces, that right there, in and of itself, doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen often. But when it does, I think our duty is to pay it forward. I think our duty is always to pull those who are not just less fortunate, but maybe don't have the access, and grant them that access and pull them along with you. That's our plan moving forward, besides winning championships. I played for Pat Summitt. You guys know that name? Yeah, pretty impressive lady. I wouldn't be standing here today. One of the things I will tell you why I decided to ride a Harley. Any Harley riders in here? Any motorcycles? Okay. What do you nice. Only one. Two. 3. Can we get 4? Good, we got 4. 5 over here. Who's committing $1,000 for all of our riders? $1,000 each. Anybody? Going once? Nope. Okay. But we'll make sure that we get together and we create our own ride to fund you guys. I know our foundation is for breast cancer. Our foundation is, y'all, when I tell you I've come from California all the way to Tennessee on a motorcycle in 11 days. That's some hardcore riding. Come across the Mojave Desert, 116, that's some hardcore riding. But we wanted to do something that was impactful because we wanted to make a difference. And so when I look at what you guys are doing today, I can't help but say we 100% support the efforts and everything that you're doing and continue to do for our community. The Aces, Raiders, we're like the little sisters of the Raiders. They don't know it yet. So when I throw the Aces name in there, I'm going to be throwing the Raiders name in there too. They don't know that yet, but we'll cross that path when we need to. But I feel as though when you see the Raiders brand, you see the Aces brand, 3 things you talked about is the badge, right? We talk about our brand, our logo, and protecting the brand, protecting the logo. Well, really the protection is the community. That's the brand, that's the logo, the people are. And you guys do a hell of a job of doing that. The other thing I would say, because we live by like this code, 3 things, protect the brand, protect the team, protecting family. You guys are doing the exact same thing that I've been taught with Pat Summitt. Second thing, no whining and no complaining. People ask me, how are you doing today? I go, I'm great, I woke up. I'm great, I woke up. And then the third thing that we live by is be prepared, be early, be on the scene. I will tell you, I had this little incident, and Cammie, she brought it up to me. So I'm over at the Mick Ultra Arena. I parked at Mandalay Bay, and I see this smoke, car on fire, in the parking lot. And I'm driving, I go, what? Oh my gosh, that car's on fire. The doors are open, the trunk is popped, so I'm trying to see if anybody is in there. Don't know what I was going to do, but I was at least going to look and see if anybody was in there. So I immediately get off the phone, I call 911, they put me to the fire department, and I'm telling them what's happening. And as I'm telling them what's happening, so this is why I'm just going to do this, because I could never be an officer because I'm a scaredy cat. So as soon as I heard something go pop, I just like, zoop, I just took off. And and you guys would have done what? Got out your car, went over there to check to see if anybody's in there, and put your life on the line. That's why I'm a little scaredy cat. That right there, that bravery, I just hope that when I tell this story to my daughter, that she looks at it like, Mom, I would be the other way. Like, there's some things I just don't want her to get from me. There's some things I want her to get from me and not from her dad. But there's some things I want for her to get from me, and I think that right there, that story could be used in a way to show that women, one, we wear a lot of hats. We know that. We wear a lot of hats. Mom, friend, wife, I heard it on here. you got to be the psychiatrist, you got to be the teacher, you got to be all of these things. But every day we get up, and every day you get up, because there's a love and there's a passion for people. There's a love and a passion for people. And I remember Pat always saying that, you know, no one's going to remember all the wins and all the losses. Now I remember all the championships because that bonus money was good. But the one thing, those of you guys who've been in college coaching, anybody coached? Power 5, bonuses, not bad. Not bad at all. But I will say this, the one thing that she talked about was people not remembering, or they won't remember the wins, the losses, and what have you, and she doesn't. What she will remember are their faces. And she'll see somebody, and she'll say, oh, you were da-da-da-da, and she'll have a story with them. And so when you take time to listen to people, when you take time to really get to know them, when you take that extra minute, and that minute may mean, well, I just spoke to them for a few minutes, and that kept them from being, and I see this all the time, an accident might happen way before I get there. Have that happened to you guys, where you've seen it? Am I the only one that cars on fire, accidents happen? Is that me just coming to Vegas? What is that? But it's like those moments where I realize, like, because I took the time, it kept me out of danger. It kept me out of harm's way. And it's a weird thing that I go through. I do that a lot, actually. So I'm not saying that I'm psychic. I'm not saying that I read palms or anything like that. I'm just saying that I live in the moment. And I think us taking the time today to come out here and support this cause is unbelievable. With that being said, what are y'all doing Monday? Around? So if I hosted a luncheon on Monday, all 300 of you guys will show up for the Aces game. Okay, I got photographic memory. If you don't show up, we're going to No, I would like to extend an invitation, not just for the Aces game, but also for anything that you need from the Aces. One of the things that everybody's going through is COVID, and we understand that there's restrictions and things like that, and right now there are restrictions with our team. But once those restrictions are lifted, the Aces, we want to be your family. We want to be able to come and help and support and leverage and lift and just be there with you every step of the way, whatever that looks like. Please don't hesitate to call on us and count on us to be there, because we got to do this partnership together. And you have 100% full support from the Las Vegas Aces and the Raiders. Yep. I will leave you with this, because there's some truths about what these ladies do every day, because their leadership, their everyday walk, just their presence, to me, that isn't about gaining power. When we see you at our games, or when we see you in your cars or on the streets, it isn't about gaining any power. It's about you empowering others. That's what I see when I see you. I see empowerment, I see strength. Your leadership, to me, you know, when you think about great leaders, they succeed because what you guys are doing is you're bringing out the greatness in each other. You're bringing out this it in each other, and that's the greatness that exists in all of us. We just got to find out how to tap into it. And then you don't have to be great to serve, but you have to serve to be great. So thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your loyalty. Thank you for providing a future that is filled with hope, that we're going to do things the right way. We're going to treat each other with the respect and dignity that all people deserve. And thank you for being that beacon of hope for my daughter named Justice. Thank you.
Nikki, thank you for those inspiring words. Thank you for your leadership in this community, and thank you for the ongoing support from the ACEs. We appreciate it. Also, I'd like to say that 1972 was a hell of a year, so I'm with you, sister. On your table today, you will find the first ever challenge coin from the LGBTQ Recruitment Council. We just have a quick short video from Michelle Tavares talking a little bit about the coins. Michelle is another Wonder Woman of Metro who leads the LGBTQ Council.
An inclusive department protecting and serving everyone. These are the words emblazoned on the back of the new LGBTQ Challenge coin. I'm Michelle Tavares, a lieutenant with the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department. I'm also the chair of the Sheriff's LGBTQ Recruitment Council. I wish I could be there with you in person today to present you with this gift. Nonetheless, I'm excited that you are the first audience to receive it and be there for its debut. A first of its kind, this challenge coin represents Metro's partnership with the community. On the front, you'll see the rainbow flag in conjunction with the LVMPD badge. This flag stands for the diversity within our community. On the back, you'll see the new inclusive flag with the white, pink, blue, brown, and black triangle. Historically, challenge coins represent teamwork and unity. LVMPD is proud partners with the community, and this challenge coin stands as a physical representation of that alliance. This coin was many months in the making, and I'd like to thank Sheriff Lombardo for creating an agency where we all feel supported. I'd like to thank the LVMPD Foundation for their assistance with the creation of this coin. And I'd like to thank my co-chairs of the LGBTQ Recruitment Council, Officer Mike Teal, and Senior Law Enforcement Support Technician Elizabeth Garcia. As you leave here today, with this gift in your hand, your pocket, or your purse, I hope you remember to go out into the community, remember inclusivity, diversity, and creating meaningful change.
So those coins typically sell for $10, and if you'd like to contribute, a text message will be hitting your phones shortly. The power of technology today. You can also buy them on our website store at lvmpdfoundation.org. Before you go today, please make sure you take a bag from our friends at Sephora, and be sure to check to see if you won a silent auction item and pick it up prior to leaving at the silent auction table. We thank you so much for taking the time to spend part of your afternoon with us. Thank you for your ongoing support of law enforcement in this community, especially the Wonder Women of Metro. Thank you. Enjoy your afternoon.